All right, guys, day 2 of the Jetstream boat build. Right now, we left off welding in the center stringer. So I got that grinded down, I tacked that in place, said to stitch weld it. I'm sure we'll fully weld it in. I added my support, like it said. Once I got that done, I was able to remove the straps. Then I came back over and then I did the side chines. These are called the chines. And these took a little bit of work. It took 2 of us because we had to kind of finesse it to keep it nice and tight and go around. So we sat here with the clamped it right here, and then I started stitch welding it, kind of bending it till I flexed all the way up to the top right here. Did the same thing on the other side, came around, brought it together. When I cut this piece off right here, I had a pretty big, large gap, so I didn't measure correctly, but I was able to fill that in. I'll go ahead and grind that down. I'll clean that all up, so that'll be all fixed. Coming back here now, I'm adding in my my stringers. So these from the center, I have my center mark down there, 6 7/8 apart. What they don't tell you in the directions is which ones goes which. It just says add the stringers, put them 6 7/8 apart. So what I found out just by looking at those pictures, if you look at the side, this thing is a lot shorter than these ones out here, if you can see. So the taller ones go to the outside, okay? And the shorter ones go to the inside. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack this in here. I'm gonna add my second one in, and then we'll go from there. So we'll keep you posted. All right, guys, minor setback. So when I bought the boat, I made sure I got this 1/4 inch inlay. And what that does is just kind of beefing the bottom of the boat up. So the directions are for a basic buccaneer. And it basically says tie the stringer all the way to the back. So what I end up having to do is having to cut this down because this has to sit flush in there. So we end up having to cut that piece out, grind down the welds, little setback. Takes a couple people to put pressure down on that to weld it in. So right now we got it tack welded in right now. I'm working on just finishing it up, getting this thing close. Once I get it all dialed in, we'll show you the next process, okay? All right, real quick, guys, in case you're wondering what setup I'm using here, I used to have the Miller 211, and from my understanding, I probably could have used that setup, but I wanted a different setup that actually had TIG and MIG and all that. So I went with the Miller 220 Multimatic. The machine's pretty awesome. So what extra add-ons I bought on here was the Miller 150 Spool Gun. It carries a small spool of aluminum wire. This is 035, and it takes place of your regular gun for steel. You just open this up, add this down there. What I'm using there is 100% argon. Okay, so that's filled. This has 2 different tanks, one with 2 different gases, and then you have your argon. So for all aluminum welding, you want to use 100% argon. What's pretty cool, I'll have you come around here, Jimmy, is on here it has different settings, so you can scan through or click through all the different settings. So right now it's set up MIG aluminum, so you can set there, and then I have the auto set, and you can kind of adjust the amperage or the volts on here to what you're liking. So you'll kind of have to play around with that to figure it out, but it's pretty right in the ballpark. One thing I did too is I stepped up my game here, and I bought the Miller Digital Infinity. This thing is night and day. It's very clear to see through, makes it a lot easier to weld. So I invested in a good mask. Our welder's mask here was about $400, but 9-day difference. So any other questions, just go ahead and drop it in the box. Take a break. All right, guys. Now we're at the point where we're going to be putting the sides on, but we finished welding the stringers in. That was kind of a pain in the butt, just because the flex and all that stuff in there. But we're able to get it all lined up, fully welded. I'm not sure the instructions aren't that good where it tells you what to do, but I figure this is going to be the structural part of the boat, so might as well just fully weld it in. So we fully welded this all in. I welded up the rear transom here. If we work our way to the back over here, I'm gonna fully weld the rear transom, and then we're gonna start working on our side pieces here. So we cleaned up all the sides, getting ready. We'll try to get this all lined up and tacked in. So we'll continue with the video. I'll have to cut that out.